Hi there, boys and girls. This week, our assignment is going to be doing a landscape. A landscape is a picture of land. So I'm going to show you how you do this to make it look cool. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to do some hills. I found an artist that I really liked, that I was inspired, and I can't think of the name of the artist, but there's some really cool pictures like that. And I like this one because it has all these black marks, and because Matisse is one of my favorite artists, and that kind of reminds me of Matisse. So I've got some hills here, and you want to do this fairly light because sometimes you're going to add stuff. Like I added, going to add a house here. See if I can remember how to do this. So there's going to be my house, and remember to draw light so that you can erase stuff. I just kind of sketch it. And let's see, maybe I'll do some trees over here. I like my trees kind of wavy. I'm going to erase this. So you see why you need to do it light. I'll do another one. And then maybe one here. And I'm going to erase this. And then back here, I'm going to do a sunset. And right now it just looks like lines, but when you go to color them in, it's going to look a lot better. I think I'm going to do a little tree here by the house, or a big tree. It's all in how you look at it. And I like these kinds of roots, so I'm going to make it a little bit more interesting down there. And I'll do that here. So then when you go to color, I like to do blending. I did this with my students today, and they had a really good time with the blending. These crayons have some of the weird colors in. So I'm going to start on my sunset. And I'm going to do, and remember when we do blending, you start out light because you're going to do it in layers. Oops, almost got my tree. And then I'm going to take some orange or neon carrot. I think I'm going to get somebody donated some of these crayons, and about half of them are neon. So it's kind of, there we go. There's a yellow orange. Take that. So I'm going to go over the top of this. And you don't have to do the blending part if you don't want to, but I kind of like just the difference in colors. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the darker, go down here. And so there's my sunset. And then I like to go back over with the yellow and really get it blended together. And then down here, I'm going to do like a lighter green to start. And then I'm going to come along here with a little bit darker green. Oh, screaming green. I don't think I'm going to use that one. And then I keep picking up screaming green. Really just need to separate these, I guess. So there's a different shade of the green. And then I'm going to come along here with a darker green and think about where the shadows would be. Do a little bit darker. Let's see how that's kind of giving it a little bit more pizzazz in there. And you don't have to do the barn, but what we are drawing is land. You can add animals. Some of my kids got really creative and did like a landscape with cactus and like a southwest kind of landscape. You can think of different places that you want to be, except for cold Iowa. I guess it's not too cold today, but so we're going to go over the top. We got that blended. When I do my tree, I'm going to do some brown and some black. And get all the way down into those little details that you got. So I start out with brown and I don't go all the way in. Let me zoom this. Whoops. Let me zoom this in. And then you're going to take the black, and you're not trying to cover it. You're just giving it a few little lines so that it looks a little bit more like bark. You see how that makes that look more like a tree? And then I'll do a bigger one so you can see a little bit better. Color it in. And then you're going to take the black and go add some of the little, just some lines. And then I'm going to go back over with the brown so we can get in all those little white spots. And then that makes it look a little bit more like a tree. So you're going to color every one of these sections, and I just do different variations. Like this one I did a green, then you can add some blues to it. So the stuff that's light, that farther away, is going to be lighter. So that's farther away. So then this section would be a little bit darker because it's getting a little bit closer to you. Turn my paper a little so I can get those in there. And again, I didn't color all of it in. So I'm going to come along and do some a little bit darker of this, but you can also find like a blue green in here. Maybe. And add a little bit of that to give that a little bit different color so that you can see the differences in your sections. And blue-green is such a pretty color anyway. So then we're going to come along and darken this up, fill in all that white. And I didn't put my paper under here, so I can't get all the way to the edge. And then right up here, we would have a little bit of shadow, right? Because that's around the barn house thing that we're doing. So this is going to be a little bit darker. And then maybe down here. And then I'm going to go over it with the light green again. And you can do the same process with the barn. And on this one, I did red. And if you want to do the details like the siding and the roof, you can do that. Totally up to you. So if you're going to do the roof, you skip every other one. And then you go over that with the black. Or I'm going to go over the black. My black needs a point. And let me go over here. And then you can go over this with gray, brown, whatever color you choose. And color it all in. We want to get rid of all those white spots. So then on here we can add, I'm going to do a little bit of orange on the front part of my barn. And then if you want to take some shadows, we can add a little bit of that. And I'll do this, maybe I'll start with the orange on this one. And do some a little bit darker on there to darken it up, but then you can see they're different colors. So then when you're done with all of that, you're going to take your black and we're going to go over our lines and make them kind of thick like that artist did, which I think is kind of a cool effect. And you'll color your sky. And remember, we do not have a striped sky, so you're going to color all the way down to your, I'm going to go down to my sun, but if you don't put a sun, this is the horizon line where your sky meets your ground. So that's, you want to fill this all with blue. So we have all of this great color. And then go all the way to the top. And again, you want to make sure you fill it all in. We don't want to do any of that coloring where we leave half of it white. And then I'm going to get down here because that's part of the sky. And go around my trees, which I need to color. So you're going to color all that. Then you're going to outline all of these with the nice thick black lines. Oops, went over my tree a little bit. Don't do that. And then when you're all done, you're going to have different little parts of it. Let's see if I can unzoom. Oops, going the wrong way. And so then that's the finished project. So you can see the black lines are kind of cool on there. I think it makes it look awesome, but they don't have to be that thick. You can make them thicker, totally up to you, but have fun. And please show me your finished projects. It's so much fun for me to see them. Thank you.